What's going on, people? It's your man, Proof of the Earth, Masses TV, and we got some diabolical news for the great unwashed Proof of the Earth, Masses, right now, regarding FIFA, Jafa, are now fixing to sell the World Cup to Donald Trump and his buddies, the Kushner family. I think they're all one family, ain't they? It's like that weird thing. Yeah, Jared Kushner was having a go on his daughter type shit, man. Probably offered her up, allegedly. One of them type ones, come on. Anyway, let's get to it. Diabolical. Here we go.
Okay, we are going to start, though, with an extraordinary story around the World Cup, which has emerged this afternoon. It was first reported by Martin Ziegler in The Times. It involves Gianni Infantino, who is reportedly planning to sell stakes in the World Cup to private investors, which would potentially earn him millions of pounds. Since the story has emerged, UEFA have hit out at FIFA in a very powerful statement. This is what they've had to say.
All right, we'll get to that in a second. Let's get to the meat and bones of it. Yeah, the Telegraph are the ones who leaked this information. They said, Gianni Infantino, that's the bootlicker, Trump's bootlicker, the same one. Remember that American player who got a red card and he's supposed to be banned? And Trump picked the phone up and said, yeah, we got, I like, very nice. No, that's not how he speaks. How does he speak? Okay. I don't know how he speaks. What's that thing I normally do? I got a little thing. I love it. I love WikiLeaks. Remember that in 20, whatever year it was? I love it. I love WikiLeaks. Then he locked him up. It's diabolical work, man. But listen. Gianni Infantino is that same sausage. He runs the whole FIFA thingy. I assumed after all these years, I guess they went to America and started doing the advertisement breaks. We should have known then something was up. But I thought FIFA was like the Olympics. It was like some hippie coalition where we all agree it's good for the masses as such. It's good bread and circus slop for the masses. So it's kind of like public owned, right? Turns out it was a private business all along. Apparently he's got shares and he's selling them. Anyway, Gianni Infantino, the under pressure FIFA president, has given members a 53-day deadline to back his coup to sell stakes in the World Cup, or they will face a 75% reduction in potential funding. And I think how it works is the vote, how Infantino has so much power. Them small African countries or small Asian or South American countries, they aren't able to have backbone as such. They need that funding, right? So I think each country gets one vote. So even if the big European countries say, no, we're not doing it, he can pass it, because all them small sorry countries, they want that, they don't want to lose 75%, right? It's not weighted. It's not like, well, it's not GDP weighted. Well, the UK has much higher GDP, so they get 10 votes. It's per country. So if you're from Djibouti, your weight carries the same as the UK or England and Germany. Which is, it kind of makes sense, but it kind of doesn't as well. Because it's what we see. Yeah? It's a coup d'etat. I'm not particularly in love with football, but it just ain't right, man. You cats are making enough money, man. Yeah? Let's work out how much Infantino's on. Let's ask JI right now. How much does Gianni Infantino make per year? And what's he really doing? He's just hanging around, sausage meat maxing in the box at all the football games. Look at this here. Yeah? His total annual compensation package is $6 million. How much more do you need, bro? It's not even like your skin. Oh, he's making 100 grand a year and, you know, I'd kind of get that. Well, he's trying to come up, right? 6 million, you came up, bro. Why you got to play with everyone's shit for? Because you know what happens next. The minute it's sold to private equity, once it's sold to private equity, yeah, it will become pay-per-view for sure. Particularly the finals. The quarters, the semi, and the finals will be pay-per-view. The quarterfinals will probably be like $50. The final will be $150. We know this already. The precedence in combat sports, I think it's $100. But you best believe football's a much bigger sport than combat sports. Yeah? It's documented. People pay $100 to watch combat sports pay-per-view events. So they'll say it's $200 to watch the World Cup final. and it's sick. Yeah? Because it was fine the way it was working. You was making 6 schmillion as it was. How much more do you need? Yeah? It's just greedy. Like all these private equity are. Yeah, private equity is greedy. No doubt. That's why they're buying all the small family homes. They buy them cheap as well. Because they make the prices up anyway. Right? They're buying it from their cousin to the bank, right? They own that shit anyway. Yeah? You get the house at 400,000, they bought it for 50. Straight up. Oops. Yeah? They buy it cheap anyway. They buy it cheap from their cousin, who runs the bank, allegedly. Yeah? And then they say, yeah, you know what, guys? Have you seen that new rent scam? Back in the day, when you rented a property, or even now when you buy a property, these days when you buy a property on these new developments, they have this thing called what do they call it? Where you have to pay for the landscaping as well. And it goes up every year. What do they call it? There's a word for it. So normally, back in the day, when you bought a house, you own the house. And that was it. There was no extra cost. Now, on these new developments, you can buy a house, and they have this thing. What's it called? It's like a property management fee. It's $200, and every year, it's going up 10%, 15%. You get nothing for it. So even people who own houses now, you're still paying rent. Yeah, straight up. Just like that. Property management fee. They ain't managing nothing, man. They're not. Oh, well, there's some communal areas, and we manage that. The communal areas is dead, man. You could have been concreted that shit. No one asked for that, right? No one wants no communal areas. Everybody's working every hour, got consent. They ain't got no time to be hanging around in communal areas, right? So I'll tell you what, I'll keep my $200 for property management fees, yeah, and you just put concrete on it. Come on. So there's scams everywhere, and that's what happens when private equity gets up in there. They only care about filling their boots. I don't even know what they can do with it all. What, you can go brass maxing in Monaco? Is that really the pinnacle of life? Oh, I've got loads of brass and I've got a Rolls Royce in Monaco, man. I'm really edgy. Oh, I've got a boat. Yeah? Did you see what happened to that sausage who was on that boat? The gods just clipped his ass, and what was his name? There was a big boat, yeah? And then the wind started blowing. And it toppled up. I'm not laughing, allegedly. Yeah? You hear about that story? What was it called? I just watched a documentary on it. Anyway, the point is, yeah, you don't need a boat. And if getting you a boat means you have to cuck 1 billion people with your moody pay-per-view private equity scam, leave that where it is, man. Yeah? Oh, we provide value, bro. We're private equity, bro, and we provide value, bro. What value you providing? You digging up in everyone's pockets. Yeah? That's what the capitalistas claim. We provide value. How do you provide value? Taking something that was free and putting pay-per-view on it. Where's the value in that? The spin they'll give you is, well, we've increased the show value. Yeah, and they'll make out the fact they've brought Justin Bieber and Beyonce out. Did anyone watch that? I hate it when they do that. We're all sitting there waiting for the game to start. No one wants to see the halftime. I hate to break it to you, Justin Bieber and Beyonce. If I wanted to see Justin Bieber and Beyonce, I'd go to one of his corny concerts. Yeah? They really think of Madonna. They really think that they're adding something to it. We don't want to see that. I don't know, anyway. And if you do, you're corny as hell. No, but listen, I've tuned in to watch the football or the sport. They do it in boxing as well. I've never watched any of them things once and been interested. But that's how they'll spin it to you. Yeah, well, we're charging you $200 because we've got Beyonce in the halftime show. Keep Beyonce and give me my $200 back. I ain't even going to pay for it anyway. Yeah, I ain't paying for it. And that's what we have to start doing as the masses. Yeah? Stop paying for things. Unless you really need it, like food or whatever. That's part of the problem. The people who pay are the issue. That's why it will be $200 for the World Cup final. Because people will pay it. Just like all the tickets. I heard one guy. Yeah? He's like, yeah, I was saving for a mortgage, but I thought, I'm going to fly me and my dad out to watch the World Cup. 20 grand he spent on hotels and tickets. It's like I always say, that's why I give up with the masses. Whatever's coming for the filth of the earth, yeah, it's coming. Because you cats is well slow. You can't even help them. They can't even help themselves, man. They slow as hell. Right? There's nothing that can be done for them now. It's over. Yeah? You'd rather spend 20 grand on some moody football tickets you can watch on TV for free at this point. And I'm not saying... Well, listen, if I had to do one thing, if there was two options, blow 20 grand on some moody J-ball, right? Or have a house. I'd take someone that's an asset, not just pissed in the wind. What have you got now? Nothing to show for it. It's straight up. You got not a bean to show for it now. He's probably still half buzzing now because the World Cup finished not long ago. But not long from now, he's going to be thinking, I'm a sausage, right? He's going to be depression maxing. That's the truth. What you got for that 20, man? What you got for that 20 large? You got nothing but hopes and dreams. Yeah? Come on. Anyway, what else have we got here? Alright. In a letter sent to all 211 member associations by FIFA President, Infantino has promised riches of up to $10 billion to be made accessible as early as January 1st, 2027. So it's a bribe. It's saying, listen, poor countries, if you get on this, there'll be 10 billion. It's not going to be 10 billion each. Yeah? And I'll tell you this for free. That $10 billion pot, guess where most of it will be going? Most of it will be some circular structure. Most of that will be going straight back to private equity for sure. They're not giving it out, man. They'll say, oh, we're holding it in the new entity, bro. They've been doing this. In the UK, we've had loads of cases of it. They bought a water company, and I'm sure they said, hey guys, we're going to buy it and we're going to make it accessible. Yeah? They bought the water company, saddled it with debt, and then skeeted off and pounced off to Monaco. Nobody gets nothing from these things. Don't get me wrong. There might be a few oligarch types who get a drink off this, off the 10 billion, but the bottom feeding masses won't see a bean of it. Yeah? About we're going to see 10 billion. They'll get scraps relatively. But there'll be some oligarchic sausage there who probably does half come up off it. And that's the problem. Like I said, humans in general, they're finished. Yeah? They're so craven for $1. That's it. That's all they can think about is $1. So they can what? Oh, I've got a Pagnani Punani car. My car's really shiny and really fast. They're like, kids ain't growing up. A lot of cats ain't even grown up, man. Yeah? When I was 10, I was worried about how fast the car was and how shiny it was. A lot of cats ain't. Like I said, man, the masses, man, they slow as hell. I can't be dealing with the masses, man. I can't be doing it no more, man. They slow as hell. They come on. Yeah? They've been waiting for what's coming for their hours. They're too slow. End of the day, they're too slow. We can't help them. Nobody can help them now, but maybe the gods. And I think God looks at a lot of these suckers and thinks, wow, man, yeah, these cats, they're beyond helping now. That's the truth. Anyway, here we go. And he has also offered access to as much as $30 million through his new FIFA Forward Enterprise proposal. So right there, they're getting $20 billion from the sale. And what's that going to do? 30 million scraps. Yeah? What's that going to do? Would you want a medal for that? It sounds like a lot of money to me or you, but you've got to think on a nation-state basis. You can't do nothing in one country with 30 mil, really. Never mind chopping that up between 210. Yeah? That'll just be a payout bribe system that they're setting up. Let us sell this, and then the top guy in your country will cut him into it. That's what that'll be. There won't be no more football pitches built. How hard is it to build a football pitch? You ain't laying grass. They just get 2 posts and plonk them on sand in Africa. I've seen it. Stop playing. And a ball. Or would you want a medal? You bought a ball and you plonk some goal posts down. What's that? $100? Right? So where the rest of the money going, man? Because we've been asking. A few balls and a few t-shirts and a few goal posts ain't a lot of money, man. Stop playing. Yeah? Stop playing. Infantino has warned many members who oppose his private investment plan. Here we go. This is a mafia, allegedly. Infantino has also warned any members who oppose his private investment plan will be cut out of the new funding model should it still get waved through by association. So he's saying, of the 211 voting countries, yeah, really, the vote should be, what's it called? The vote should be, what's the word I'm looking for? The vote should be private. Yeah? People should just put it into a box, essentially, and no one knows who put what in. Yeah? Everyone writes yes or no on the paper. Everyone puts it in the same box, and nobody knows who voted what. But they're not doing that. They're saying, whoever whichever way you vote, we all know who voted which way. And if we're successful in this private jeopardy coup, we're going to penalise anyone who didn't want it. So it's a mafia. Yeah, it's no different, allegedly, to some dusty Italians knocking your door and saying, yeah, we're running a racket here and we want some protection payments. There's no difference to that. Yeah, straight up. And it's sick. They ain't the only ones. You look at this cornball here, look. Yeah, grimy sausage. Okay, what other slop we got here? European nations are allegedly fighting back for now. But all it's going to take is Donald J. Trump to pick the phone up. And it'll be squeaky bum time. Sorry, balls. That's what they'll be doing, because they corny as hell as well. But UEFA have come out and said, this crosses a line that football's governing institutions should never cross. UEFA takes it extremely seriously. So should every national football association. So should every stakeholder, leagues, clubs, players, supporters, governments, and everyone who cares about the future of the game. The soul and governance of football are not assets to trade, especially with zero transparency as to who gains financially. They make it opaque for a reason, because you best believe who coming up, man. Yeah, I'll show you who coming up right now. None of us are the owners of football. It is not FIFA's to sell, and I agree. I don't know why. I honestly assumed FIFA was, like I said, it was like the Olympics, some hippie organisation where we have a common goal. Why does it need a leader for? You could just... Well, there should be an organisation for it, but like the Olympics, it's a committee of everyone from different countries, right? And you pay them some remedial wage, some salary to just organise it, right? What do you need that idiot for? Just cut him out. Say, you know what? We're shutting FIFA down and we're making LIFA. Right? Oops. Why do you even need him up in there for? Because the World Cup itself generates revenue, so they can do all the good things they was doing. All that it does, having a corporate structure, is it means that the rats can drink off it. Yeah? There's actually less to go around. Right? Because when these man have to make money off it, there's less to go round than if everyone was hippie maxing. Right? Because they want their cut, man. Private jeopardy and whoever else, they want their cut and they're going to get theirs. They've been getting theirs, man. They ain't playing. Right? So I don't even know what the point of them are. How hard is it? I could make it now. I could do it right. If I had the contacts, I could set up a FIFA tomorrow. It's not hard at all. Come on. Yeah? Who cares about the actual brand of... No one cares about FIFA like that. We care about the national teams. As long as the national teams get on board, it's sweet. Right? So arguably there's going to be a split now. And I might cover that tomorrow, actually. But I'll just quickly. Apparently, the European nations are saying they're going to split from it, which is a shame. And really though, they're the only ones that are winning anyway, so who gives a fuck? But it would become a Europeans league almost. But who else is winning? I guess you got the South Americans, but they dirty as hell anyway, right? Argentina, they be cheating, so they can cut them up. No one's going to miss them anyway, particularly now Messi's gone. Yeah? Right? So who else is there? Brazil was there. Maybe, listen, Brazil can come in if they want. Who else is there? The Americans, they no good. They can't play soccer, bro, for toffee. So forget about them anyway. They cheating. They should have been banned after that red card was removed. So forget about, they're out. Straight up, hold that, man. You cheating. Yeah? We're not 5 years old no more. We don't need to cheat at sports games, bro. You're lost. That's it. Hold that. So who else is there? Seriously. I think it is mainly Europe. Asia don't play. So it is mainly Europe anyway. What was the final this year? Argentina, I guess, was in there. Yeah, it would be sad. Because the idea is Egypt was beating Argentina at one point. They could still come on. It's yeah, it's messy. But it needs to be done. A split is better than cucked servitude. Right? I'd rather spite the whole lot of it and do the right thing. Does that make sense? If we have to ruin the game to do the right thing, that's what has to be done. Because there's too much jucking and jiving as it is. We don't need no more of it. Oh, well, we'll have to keep... You know what I'm saying? Oh, we'll just do what we're told. Nah, fuck that, man. The game is moody anyway. Yeah? Straight up. All right. Here we go. FIFA plans a $20 billion commercial entity with Joshua Kushner's Thrive Capital as lead investor. So we know it's directly connected to Trump. Yeah? This Joshua Kushner, he's the bit that fell off of Jared, essentially. Never heard of him before, but obviously it's time for him to make some money. They're all running coups, allegedly. And now it's time for him to get his. That's all this is. Yeah? Kushner is the brother-in-law of Donald Trump and backed Instagram and OpenJI early. He manages $20 billion in assets and owns stakes in the Miami Heat. These guys, they've never done a proper job in their life either. They think they have. I'll put a suit on every day and I'll punch around and pretend I'm busy. You ain't never done a real job in your life, bro. Stop playing, man. I'll hate to break it to people. Yeah, sending emails and sitting in meetings ain't a real job. That's the truth. Yeah? Punching around in a suit ain't a real job. What is a real job? A real job is a job that the world can't live without. Do you see that there? And under this thing here, the world was living fine without Instagram, oops, and OpenJI. We was doing just fine. So, he's an investor's even worse than the actual company. Yeah, if you want to argue, Instagram's valuable and OpenJI's valuable, fine. But the investor of it, what was you doing, bro? Did nothing? I put money in. Yeah, not a real job. I hate to break it to you. It's not though, is it? I could do that if I had a bunch of money. If my daddy left me a bunch of money, I could have done that. Yeah? It's not a real job. Oops. Busted. Next. He's a sausage. Yeah? Just sitting there, feasting off other people's labour. That's what it is. And that's what them, man, specialise in. They don't do no real work, man. When was the last time you saw any of them type man in a proper job? I've never knocked into one once. Yeah? Oops. Allegedly. Alright. Okay, we'll cover that tomorrow about Europe's response, because Europe's response has been red hot. They've got a proper ride on for this, Sochi, and I'm quite proud of that as well. I hope they follow through, though. I hope it's not just virtue signalling, which is often how these things go. Yeah? You see a lot of virtue signalling, but ultimately, they roll over. Right? I hope it's not that, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. Come on. Don't do that, man, because you best believe I'll come on in and I'll roast your ass, man. There's no doubt. What else we got? What other slop we got? The former FIFA president, he was caught up in a bunch of corruption and coup d'etats himself, but he's come out and said the following: the close relationship between FIFA, the FIFA president and the US president has reached a financial dimension that is deeply damaging to football. No one has the right to sell our game. Now, it's funny he says that because he's been selling the game himself. And you notice this. In fact, I'll show you this video that sums it up well. Corrupt. One of my African uncles put us onto this. Is not bad meme. Watch this here. Yeah? He's classic. He's classic, man. Come on. Yeah, this is it here, man. You ain't seen it before. Stop playing, man. Come on. My African uncle, man. He put you onto this game here. So when Sepp Blatter, the former FIFA president, said, no, we can't sell our game. Yeah, when he was up in there, he was selling the game, man. Right? But watch this here. He says it perfectly.
Bad. Corruption is only bad if I'm not involved.
Yes.
But if I'm part of that corruption, I'll defend it. Corruption is not bad. Corruption is only bad if I'm not involved.
Yes.
But if I'm part of that corruption, I'll defend it.
You see my point? Sepp Blatter's, no, we can't sell our game. Yeah, but when you was in there selling the game, it was all sweet. But now he's not involved in the coup. He's not getting his drink off it. You best believe it. If Infantino picked the blower up and said, Sepp Blatter, I got a little drink for you on the back of this. Sepp Blatter would be saying, guys, private equity, bro, and efficiencies, bro. We will maximize corporate efficiencies and deliver maximum share and stakeholder value, bro. That's what Sepp Blatter would be on for sure, man. He'd be talking about synergies, corporate synergies we can receive from Joshua Kushner, bro. Can grow the sport and help many kids with flies on their face. That's what they'll be doing. Yeah? So you don't fool me, but taking his words at face value, yeah, well done, Sepp, mate. it's a first. It's a truth. What he's saying now is the truth, but the motive behind it is he's more time. He's probably signalling like, hey guys, don't forget about me. I'll make this look bad, right? Any public figure who talks bad, follow them what they end up saying ultimately. And if they go quiet or soften or moderate or flip sides, you know what happens. I remember with the Saudi in golf, there was a lot of players saying, nah, live golf's a joke, bro. Yeah, live golf's a joke, bro. And then they got the check. Sorry, there was players who said at the start of the Saudi involvement, they said, yeah, the Saudi golf thing's a joke. Only suckers go there, right? And then they got the offer. Oh, live's the best ever. I've never played so much good golf. You see what I mean? They've got no substance to them at all. Yeah? And the least I would do, I'm not saying I wouldn't take the money, but if I did take the money, I'd come out and say, listen, guys, the money was good. I can't lie. I'd say, listen, I've deceived my own values. My original statement was correct, but the money was, come on. I don't play about my shmoney, man, and it was big. I'd have to, that makes sense. Yeah? I'd come out and say, listen, I'm a fraud. My original statement was true, but that money is that money, and that is what it is. I've sold you man out, and the gods and yourself can judge me for it. I wouldn't come, no, it's the best ever. Now I've got put onto it. That's corny as hell, man. Like we're stupid or something. Come on. Anyway, we'll do an update on this topic tomorrow or in the next few days. Let me know your thoughts. Smash the like button, subscribe. And I'll catch you, man, on the flip, Johnny.